Hello, my name is Kimberly Watson, and a friend of mine asked me to make a video on how I make fingerless gloves with crochet. They're not fancy, they are very simple, and the pattern is not super complicated at all. So I'm going to show you me making them, and then you can alter them to fit whatever size hand you want using a US size 8 5mm hook. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you go. And I'm using Red Heart with Love yarn metallic because that's what I randomly grabbed from my stash. So what I start with is a loop like so, and then I make 1, 2, 3, and then I do a foundation half double, I think is what it's called, but I loop over, sorry, let me start over, loop over, go into the first chain, loop and pull through, and then I pull through all of them, and then I do that again, but I go through this bottomest guy here. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but I stab through that guy there and pull through, and then I pull through all 3, and then I loop over and I take this first loop right there and I go through him and then loop and come through there like that. And then I just keep doing that until it's the distance around my knuckles. So I'm just going to do this for a while. I found that it's more accurate to do it this way than to chain a bunch and then crochet into the chains. One, it's a lot more stiff, and it's harder. I end up estimating wrong and guessing wrong what size to make them a lot, so I end up having to go back and re-guess. But I find that if I do it this way, I come up with a more accurate size. So basically I go like this, and then it's not far enough, so I need to keep going farther. Alright, let's see. Yep, that's perfect. So I know that I have enough. So then I circle this around, make sure that there's not any loops. Give me 1 second. You want to make sure that there's not any twists in it like that it's even. And then I stab into the bottom, so like not up here, but down here. I stab through it there. Wait, hang on. Okay, try this again. Alright, so I have it like this. The yarn's here. I have it like this. And I stab through there. And then just pull that straight through. And then I loop over and I stab at the top now. So here's this other corner of it. Stab through there and pull through. And I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but that's the best way I found to joining it. You can honestly just join it however you like, but you're just joining it. And then you literally just you half double crochet in all the way around. Sorry. So I'll show you really quick what that jog over looks like. And then you just keep going round and round and round until when you put it on, it gets to the height that you want. So I usually like to get to about to these knuckles here. So I'm going to do that. So basically what I'm trying to do at the join is make it a smooth, even, so there's no moment when one row ends and the next row begins. You're just trying to make it a spiral, like a infinity spiral staircase that just goes on forever. And that's just my personal choice. If you prefer to end a row and then chain up and then start a new row, you can do that. I personally don't think it looks as pretty. I think it looks nice when it just swirls around to the next row. But it is totally up to you how you want this glove to look. This is just kind of a base, the most basic pattern there is, and then you can go from there. Now I'm coming back to this spot here, which is kind of where it started, so you can see that. So once you kind of get back around there is when you want to measure your mitten or your glove. So you could have it come up to here if you want to. It's all personal preference. For the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and make it that high and no higher. But if you want them warmer, you can take them up. So then, once I'm at this point here, I am going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm just going to yarn over and go into the next hole and do another half double crochet, and essentially it's going to do that, which is your thumb hole. And then you go all the way around. Now, here I'm coming up on this part, so I'm going to half chain there, and then I'm going to, hi Baba, going to half chain right in there. So it looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm going to do the next one. So now it looks like this. So it's going to look like this. Okay. And then you go all the way around again. You basically just do that. Then when I come to the other side of this, I'm going to skip one spot. So it looks like that. See right there? I skipped one. So here's where this was happening, and then I skipped this one right there. And then I go around. To skip again. So I skipped this chain here and the next one up. So here's the thumb hole. And then there's the one I skipped, and then I skipped the next one above that. Then I do it again. Here's the thumb hole. Then you can kind of see each one that's being skipped. And so what that's doing is if I turn it sideways, you're starting to get a decrease here. Or if I turn it this way, you're starting to get a decrease here, because every time I'm doing one less half double crochet, because I'm skipping one each time I get around to that thumb hole spot. So now I'm going to show it to you before I've made my skip, so I can kind of see, hopefully you can see it too, this kind of stack that's happening here. You can see the whole dook, dook, dook. So I know that that's the spot where I'm going to skip over it. Now I'll show it to you, skipped it overed. I don't know if you can see that or not. Here, 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 here. So that hole is kind of creating itself. I'm just going to try on the glove for size. Now I've gotten to about here, and I'm going to keep on getting smaller until right about here, so probably about 2 more rows of it getting smaller. Alright, so now I'm going to measure it again, see if I want it to be smaller or not, which it's feeling pretty snug, so probably not. So there's with my 2 more rows. You can kind of see how like the human hand kind of stops decreasing and flattens out. So that's how I know I'm where I want to be, and I don't want to make it any smaller than that. So this time I am not going to decrease one in the ladder.
Mommy,
and I'm going to actually knit into it. Not right now, Mama. Ask Uncle Richard. So here you can see every time I skipped in the ladder, and then at the top I actually crocheted into it right there. That's where the next skip would have been, and I put a half double crochet in there. So then I'm going to keep going around for as long as you want to. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to go around once. So I usually would go around maybe 3-4 times to kind of get it down my wrist a little farther if I wanted to. So now I'm back to this, what I kind of call the beginning of the row, kind of sort of. You can see all my skips going up, and then that's where I am here. So I've been doing half double crochets this whole time. I'm going to do going to do one of these.
Hello to you, and thanks for joining.
And then I'm going to do one of these.
Hello, how are you? I can't hear you, and I'm not.
And then I'm going to break.
No, I am. I'm not, so back to me.
And then pull through.
Previously in my life, I proved that living alone can be genuine fun.
And that's it. And that is a fingerless glove. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. That's totes fine. But that's basically it. And then you like weave in the ends and make it all pretty. That is all. So yeah, hopefully that helps explain how I do it. I'll try to put a written pattern also that's a little bit clearer and specific too. But that's it.